Do you find Zenitsu annoying at times? Do you think he is a simp for all girls? Well, buckle up because I'm here to tell you that your opinion of him is totally uncalled for.
Nezuko-chan!
Okay, maybe he is a simp for Nezuko. Okay, not just Nezuko. Okay, fine, he is annoying at times, but that's because you're watching the anime. If you read the manga, you can't hear his voice. All jokes aside, what I really do believe is that behind all the screaming and laughter, Zenitsu's story is actually filled with great metaphors about overcoming confidence issues and low self-esteem. Welcome to the Above All YouTube channel, where we aim to unlock wisdom and inspiration from fiction to better ourselves. Beyond being entertaining, a story can be a life-changing teacher. And today, we will be going over the story of Zenitsu Agatsuma from Demon Slayer. More specifically, we're going to analyze his top 3 defining moments. Coming at number 3 is the reveal of his backstory. As an orphan with nobody to support him or to set expectations, it was understandable for Zenitsu to grow up with low self-esteem. His need for affection is presented as a funny/annoying trait, but we quickly learn that it stems from a tragic upbringing. Zenitsu is afraid to fail because in his mind, failing once means that everyone will give up on him. There isn't a single soul that has any hope for me. A heartbreaking quote, really, to hear from someone that is supposedly the comic relief of the show. If no one believes in me, then why should I believe in myself? We learn that his lack of self-belief is the reason behind his low self-esteem. Zenitsu's sense of value, just like many of us, is derived from his ability to achieve his goals. He feels unworthy because he doesn't think that he can achieve anything. He doesn't think he can achieve anything because he doesn't believe in himself. Because no one believes in him. This is an important sequence to understand because it highlights how self-belief is, more often than not, the key to one's self-esteem. When Zenitsu was rescued by his master or so-called grandfather, his life changed for the better. A powerful moment highlighting the importance of having someone, anyone, believe in you. One may say that he was lucky to have met such a dedicated master, but what is also true is that one single person can change the entire life of someone else for the better by simply believing in them. And that is one way for you to build your self-esteem, by seeking mentorship. You would be surprised by how eager and happy people are to give you advice. Whether it is an existing teacher, a senior that you respect, or even a friend that you admire. If you take the initiative to ask for help to better yourself, most people will be happy to help you because you are complimenting them in a way. You are telling them that they have something valuable that you don't. It provides them with a sense of responsibility and purpose, so it's a win-win situation both for yourself and for them. But even before you start seeking those relationships, you need to first clarify to yourself what kind of person you want to be. Zenitsu knew deep down inside that he wanted to be better. He wanted to be a competent person. This is an important decision he made for himself, and is a first step that you should make too if you have not. The funny thing is that we, as viewers, know that what he is chasing is already in him. You know that feeling when you're looking for your keys and later realize that they were simply in your pocket all along. That is exactly what's happening here. When Zenitsu is asleep, he is glistening with confidence and competence. And that is also when he showed us his true potential, his first thunderclap flash. The fact that Zenitsu is only able to unleash his full potential while he is asleep is a great metaphor for how sometimes you yourself don't even know what you are capable of. Our mind is one of our greatest assets, but also our greatest enemy at times. If Zenitsu was able to see himself during all of his badass moments, don't you think it would be a huge confidence boost for him? You bet, and this would be proof that his lack of self-belief is simply the missing piece to bridge the two polar opposite versions of Zenitsu Agatsuma. The only thing missing is for Zenitsu to prove it to Zenitsu. And by that, I mean that He needs to start proving his inner critic wrong. I'm useless. I'm too scared to do this. No matter how hard I try, I will never succeed. An inner critic is simply negative self-talk with zero constructive criticism. There's nothing to learn or take away from it that will help you achieve your goals, so why even bother listening to it? You don't necessarily need a mentor to build self-belief, and the key to doing it without relying on others is to prove your inner critic wrong. For example, you can challenge yourself by trying to succeed at something you personally find difficult. You can start off small and simple, like beating a video game or jogging for 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be an awe-inspiring goal at first. The important thing is that you keep chipping away at it and prove your inner critic wrong repeatedly, no matter how trivial the goal may be. The more you do it, the more your self-belief will grow with time and the more ambitious you will become. Hence, the master's quote to Zenitsu.
泣いていい、逃げてもいい。ただ諦めるな。
Because as long as you don't give up, time will be the water to your personal growth, both in self-belief and ambitions. Another way of looking at it is to imagine your inner critic as a bad coach. Great coaches understand the mental aspect of its players. It's not unusual for coaches to compliment a player before giving guidance or instructions because they know how important confidence is for receptiveness and good performance. Hearing those compliments and experiencing small successes will turn your inner critic into an inner coach, a positive, constructive self-talk. The last moment coming at number 1 is none other than the badass battle between Zenitsu and the Spider Demon.
霹靂一閃6連
This subsequent display of power casts away all doubts about Zenitsu's abilities. At this point, we know for a fact that the first time wasn't luck, that it is only a matter of time before Zenitsu bridges the two versions of himself, the conscious and the subconscious. Sleeping Zenitsu is a great metaphor for the subconscious part of oneself. There are many things in life where we leverage our subconscious mind, such as riding a bike, for example. When you're riding a bike, you're always making tiny corrections to keep yourself balanced. All these tiny movements are actually quite complex, but they feel automatic to us. We don't need to consciously think about doing them individually because our muscle memory for this specific motor task was reinforced through repetition. Self-belief allows us to translate all these learned techniques and muscle memory into the effective action of doing. But obviously, we need to first learn the doing. And that is where practice and repetition comes into play. They are the keys to consistency, the opposite of luck.
一つできれば万々歳だ。
Another great quote from Zenitsu's master, an empowering realization that we often brush off in our day-to-day lives. Instead of thinking, I'm only good at this one thing, think, I am better at this than a lot of people. There's nothing shameful about being good at one single thing. Think about professional athletes that excel at what they do. Most of them dedicated their whole lives to their craft, and it has brought them fruitful rewards. Zenitsu's thunderclap flash may be his only weapon, but we have witnessed how powerful of a skill it has been for him, especially in crucial moments like this one. This highlights the power of capitalizing on your strength. Being dealt a bad hand isn't the end of it all. What may seem like a tragedy at first may turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Similar to how being struck by lightning was a tragic moment for Zenitsu, it ended up forcing him to continue his training and to become the demon slayer that he is today. Underdog stories are real, and Zenitsu's story is one that inspires us to rise above and beyond our own expectations. Be not if, but when he overcomes this mindset and builds his self-belief, Zenitsu Agatsuma will become one of, if not, the greatest Thunder Hashira to ever exist.